His ability to engage with the audience, to take a story that someone else might think of as, oh, I'm not going to use that, and turn it into just a magical moment.
Southwest Airlines, Coca-Cola, you name the successful brands, people are excited by that, you know, and this is true story. My very first day working at the fantastic Personnel Board of Jefferson County, which I enjoy working at, on my very first day, the administrative assistant there comes up to me and says, we've got to go across the street to get your ID. And I said, okay. Actually, what she said was, are you the new guy? We got to go across the street, come on. But I remember it differently. So anyhow, we go across the street, we go to the county courthouse, I get my little ID, it prints it out, says Pete Blank, Personnel Board of Jefferson County. And I go, oh, Pete Blank, Personnel Board of Jefferson County, that's cool. And she says, yeah, but don't tell anyone you work there. And I said, why is that? And she's like, we're under a federal consent decree, we're in the newspaper a lot, people don't like us, the jurisdictions hate us. Just say you work for the county. It's a lot easier. So on my very first day in my job, I'm being told by a coworker, shh, keep it on the DL, you know?
Pete does a really good job of kind of immersing the audience in his passion for employee engagement.
4 things you might like about your job, or in this case, love. You could love your job, the task itself. First job at Walt Disney World was in the parking lot of the Magic Kingdom, driving the trams and parking cars, which at first doesn't sound like a lot of fun until you figure out what do you love about that. There's got to be something you like about that job, because all the jobs you have, there's some things you like about your jobs, some things you don't. And you got to focus on what you like. What I didn't like was it was hot. I didn't like that, you know, you lost a lot of weight. It's the world's greatest weight loss plan to be June, July, August in the middle of summer out there parking cars. What I did like was the power. The power that was, there's nothing more powerful than 2 lines of traffic coming at you one time and you're waving them down and you see, what's your name? And you see Amber's car coming to you and you're making the count and you walk up to Amber's car and you go, stop, all the way down. And Amber looks at you with daggers and now you go all the way down and Amber's like, I'm gonna sneak in, and you run with her going all the way. And about 1.5 miles later is her spot, you know. So there's a little bit of fun in that, don't get me wrong, but you got to find the exciting part, what works, what doesn't work for you. You could love the organization. I love the company. Maybe your passion is I love your boss. I just love my boss. I love the relationship I have. Finally, love your squad. Do you love your teammates? Do you love the people that you work with? So let's break this down from a Disney perspective, from your perspective.
Now, and you're saying to yourself, Jay, I hate the job that I'm doing. I hate the daily tasks. O, not a big fan of the organization. Could care if they succeed or fail. B, boss. My boss is a jerk. Don't care if he gets hit by a bus or doesn't matter. S, squad. Team members. Hate all of them. Okay, if that's where you are right now, you're dismissed for the rest of the day. I mean, there's nothing we can do for you, okay?
He comes across as not so much the subject matter expert in the room, but more of a conversation that you're having with someone.
Where are my other men in here who had a pair of Sundex when you were in high school? Come on. Yeah, baby. Rainbow across the butt. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. This is not me, by the way. So, but I mean, Sundex, they were a fad, and then they were gone, you know. You don't want to go down that path. We're not going down the path of fads. We're going down the path of forward looking. We're going down the path of Walt Disney in 29, saying, I want to make a full-length animated feature movie. And everybody says, do not make a 90-minute cartoon. Nobody in their right mind will sit through a 90-minute cartoon. And we push, and we push, and we push, and we try, and it becomes extremely successful. Same thing, now I'm going to make a theme park. Well, back in the 50s, there were no theme parks, there were only amusement parks. And as you were pulling in today, you saw the remnants out there of a beautiful amusement park. And Walt's wife said, why would you want to build a theme park there, or an amusement park? They're so dirty. And his response was, that's the point. Mine wouldn't be. So his forward looking was, yes, it's a theme park, but it's going to be clean. And it's going to be nice. And there's not going to be carnies with big hands and all that stuff, you know, working there. It's going to be a great organization, a great place to work. back in the 90s at Channel 42, and I didn't like it. I did it for 2 years. The best thing about it was going to Auburn, Alabama football games every weekend, getting on the sidelines, interviewing people. Like when Michael Jordan did his baseball stint, remember that? It was in Birmingham. So it was the coolest thing, because I had to go out every night and talk to Michael Jordan, and I'd be like, Michael, that was a great game. You had 2 hits today. What do you think? And he'd go, well, Pete, it was a great game. And I'm like, he knows my name. You know? And I said to myself, I'm sick of this industry. I want to go back and work at Walt Disney World. So the only job I could get at the time was at the Great Movie Ride. You go from making a fairly good salary as a sportscaster on TV in a very large market back to the lowest of the low frontline employee at Walt Disney World wearing a costume, bright orange, with an orange beanie, standing outside, and all of a sudden, because I went to school in Florida, all your college buddies, one day, and their wives are coming. So they're walking up to me while I'm parking the strollers outside and getting it all pretty and scooping up garbage, and they go, Pete? And I go, hey guys, what are you doing? We thought you were in Birmingham doing sports. I was. What are you doing here? Parking strollers. Point is, that was forward looking for me. I didn't see this career as a career path. This is where I have to go. This is where I need to be. What do your employees need from you to be forward looking? As a leader, it is your job to motivate, inspire, and get them to where they want to be.
You're only successful if you make those around you successful. You're only successful if you make those around you successful. And I think a lot of times we're so focused on our own career and our progression and our development and our moving forward that we forget that if we can develop those around us, people will look at us and go, you're doing a pretty good job.
And I'm like, no, you know what, let's wait. Let's wait and see what happens. Because I'm new here, let me see what the culture is like. So I wait for a day, walk by, still there. Wait for the second day, still there. Wait for the third day, still there. Get to the fourth day, and there has been movement. I'm very excited about that. I walk by the roach, and here's what I see. Someone has taken the time to get a sticky note and write that down, but I'm not going to actually do anything with it. You can't be that person. You can't be, you have to, you know how you inspire people? People say, well, how do I lead by example? The answer is pick up the roach. Okay, that's how you lead by example. You do the things that are way out of your class, way out of your price range, way out of whatever, and every little thing you do makes a difference.